Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is Three Buck Theater. And this weekend, we're seeing a little bit of an interesting situation arising in regards to the box office, who won it, who lost it, and kind of where things are. Now, I am no box office expert. I've only worked in movies for about 14 years, movie theaters for most of it, LA for a couple of times. But I like to look at release dates. I like to look at what makes money, and I like to look at the time of year when things come out and whether or not a general overlap might be the cause of some of the problems that we're finding ourselves seeing here. And that brings me to, well, this tweet from earlier today from Exhibitor Relations on Twitter saying top 5 domestic box office. Aquaman 67 million, Mary Poppins Returns 22 million, Bumblebee 21, Spider-Man 16, The Mule 9. And a lot of people out there are kind of flabbergasted at this. They don't get it. They don't understand it. They're going like, wait. Mary Poppins is meant to be the end of the year. The Disney movie. The reason why Solo didn't release in December was because they wanted Mary Poppins. It was going to be the big Christmas movie. So why did it only get 22 million? Why did Bumblebee only really come shy of like $1.5 million from beating it? And why did Bumblebee, a movie that has been so critically just adorned on, right? Why did it do so bad? And why did Aquaman kick as much ass as Aquaman did? Well, the answer to that is pretty fucking simple, to be honest with you. It has everything to do with overcrowding the market, right? Completely overcrowding the market. And this goes back a decade, in my opinion. Like, you go and look up the release dates of movies in 2008. I'm not even kidding you. Starting with Iron Man in the first weekend of May, then it was Speed Racer, then Prince Caspian, then Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Moving into June, you had 2 to 3 movies a week coming out. Wanted, Hancock, Hellboy 2, The Golden Army, You Don't Mess with the Zohan. There are a lot of movies, The Dark Knight, that came out in 2008. And ever since then, they've just crowded the months. It's been only recently that we've seen movies do well in off-season months like September and February. Now, February is a month to contend with, as is March, as is April. So why is it that right now, these 4 movies, if you will, Aquaman, Spider-Man, the Mary Poppins, Bumblebee, all relatively doing kind of shit? And it's not that they're shit movies. In fact, all 4 of those, by all intents and purposes, are good movies. People are saying that Bumblebee is just an amazing movie to behold. It makes you feel real good. It makes you feel like you're back in the 80s. It gets Transformers. It's the best Transformers movie that there's ever been. Mary Poppins Return is being hailed as pitch perfect. It's a perfect sequel to an amazing movie that's 50 years old. Aquaman is getting hailed as the best DCEU movie. It's so much fun. It's like Star Wars, but for comics. And then, of course, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is being heralded as the best film of the year. So why is this happening? Why are these movies just getting completely crapped on? And the answer to that is simple. They're all out right now. They're all out right now. Now, look, there's no Star Wars to contend with. There's no massive December juggernaut that's going to swallow up all the air in the room. So all of these companies decided to dive on this month thinking they were going to do well. Well, I'll put it to you guys like this. Usually November does pretty well for certain movies. Look at Fantastic Beasts, Crimes of Grindelwald. It just left the top 10 with like 150 some odd million dollars. 80 million down from its domestic run at the same time 2 years ago. There was less out during November 2 years ago. You have to give these movies time to breathe. I talked about this yesterday in the video about whether or not Solo would do well if Solo was released at Christmas. If it was released this Christmas, the answer to that is probably no. It would probably do the best outside of Aquaman. I think Aquaman was going to nail it regardless. The very keen word of mouth, the fact that it's doing great overseas, the colorful nature of the movie, the fact that it's just a great deal of fun. Yeah, that's why it did well. The other movies are just not. Mary Poppins and Bumblebee should not be failures. Bumblebee should have been a June release. Mary Poppins should have been an April or March release. Definitely not Christmas. These are not Christmas related films. Or if you're going to do Mary Poppins, treat it like it's going to be a November release right around Thanksgiving. Give yourself some time. But we also need breathing room. Paramount is desperate to make money off Transformers because they're kind of in the shit right now. So this movie coming out right now and doing only 21 million, not good. The franchise is effectively going to be dead after this. That is, unless the movie does well in regards to word of mouth and then continues to go on and kick ass. Kind of like Jumanji did last year, with Jumanji coming out a week after The Last Jedi, it going on to gross nearly $1 billion based upon word of mouth and a lot of people who enjoyed it. Now, these movies could 100% do a lot better. That's entirely up in the air. Christmas Eve is tomorrow. Christmas is on Tuesday. And then, of course, you've got the rest of the week with kids being out of school and wanting something to do. They have 4 movies to choose from where they could go and see. They got 4 movies to choose from. Kind of feels like a lot of choices, right? Which one do you go see? Ooh, well, you only got enough money for one and you want to go see all the other ones. So you pick and you choose, you pick and you choose, you pick and you choose. And after a while, you go into what's known as analysis paralysis and you ultimately end up picking nothing. Look at it like the Netflix effect. And this is a true thing. Go on Netflix and just time yourself at how long you thumb through movies before you find something you want to watch. You do it more often than you think. Same with YouTube videos. How much do you thumb through stuff in order to, well, get to the point of finding something to watch? Who is to say that you watching this video right here wasn't because you're scrolling through your homepage and you're just like, oh, that's an interesting thumbnail and title. I will watch this guy talk about movies. That's where we're at. Hollywood has got to stop crowding cinemas. I understand that this has been a record year up from last year's disastrous year, and they want to try to capitalize on as much as humanly possible. The economy is not getting stronger for the middle class. The economy is not getting stronger for people who would be the butts and seats to see these movies on a domestic level. And that is going to cripple parts of Hollywood. It's why do you think people are spending money on streaming and they're going into that world? Because it's cheaper and they don't have to leave the house. And that is going to have an impact. 2019, I believe, outside of a few key tentpole films, is going to end up having a huge impact. Someone tried arguing with me today saying that there were no tentpole movie releases this month. And I just explained the 4 that were. And he's like, oh yeah, you're right. Hollywood needs to space this stuff out. Give people time to recoup funds, to go back and see it again. People will always justify entertainment, but when there's an overabundance of entertainment that's available right at your fingertips, you might just sit there and go, well, yeah, I'll just wait. Again, think about this. Solo opened in theaters 6 months ago, right? About 6 months ago. It's going to be on Netflix beginning of the year. People have no problem waiting at the same time. So think about that, Hollywood. Think about that, executives, before you plot your release dates. An overcrowded marketplace hurts everyone. Space it out and save cinema. That's on you. That's entirely on you. But I leave it to you guys. What are your thoughts? What are your opinions on this? Let me know down in the comments below. My name is, of course, Matt Jarbo. This has been 3 Buck Theater. I will talk to you guys later. Have yourself a great day. Peace out. Don't forget to call our voicemail line at, that's the wrong button right there, at 818-350-3281. That's 818-350-3281. I'll talk to you guys later. Have yourself a great day and peace out.